Hey folks, welcome to another session wherein we discuss things on how to navigate your career or life in general. I see some questions in the chat already. We'll start taking them one by one and feel free to drop your particular use case in the chat uh, as we speak. All right. So Gauri asks, I already have 2.5 years of experience in front end. What do you advise I can do next to grow? Uh, I'll just maybe pass the mic to Gauri. Can you tell me about do you like front end, uh, or have you explored other things? In general, like how are you liking front end? What have you been doing for the last maybe in the last 3 months, basically? I'm just interested in knowing that.
Yeah. Hi, Swapnil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a brief about what I'm doing currently.
Mhm.
I've been working for around 2.5 years. Not 2.5 years. It will be 3 years almost in March. I've been working in front end only and mostly in React. And for the you can say past 5 to 6 months, I've been working in Next.js as well. I have decent amount of experience in both. And but now I'm quite confused because basically I think that now I can maybe make a switch into a next company. I'm just a little confused whether I should continue with front end itself, or maybe I can do some things more. I do have knowledge of backend as well. I know Mern stack. Okay, but I have not worked extensively into that. But it's that I can write APIs and all. What do you advise?
Okay.
I should do backend, or basically just to get a good profile in
Sure.
future.
Sure. And in terms of since you mentioned you have written APIs as well, so what do you
Yeah.
like more? Do you like writing APIs more, or do you like front end more?
Uh, I like front end more, honestly.
Sure. And why is that the case? Just curious.
Maybe because I like the things which I can see. I like creating
Yeah.
the things which I
Yeah.
can see. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah. I
it's
think.
not that I hate backend or anything.
Hmm.
I will enjoy writing APIs also, but I enjoy front end more comparatively.
Got it. Got it. This is actually a very common or the most common reason or why people choose front end, which is key. It is very visual. It is very uh, it has a very fast feedback loop. You type something and you see the result on your screen, and it just feels tangible
Yeah,
compared to
you you
yeah.
feel like you are creating something.
Yeah, I think that feels powerful also, right? अरे ये मैंने बना दिया.
Yes,
So
yes.
I totally understand that. So from a uh, pure career perspective, there is ऐसा ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि तुम्हें कुछ और करना ही करना होगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि if you're in front end then you need to do back end, if you're in back end you need to do front end. ऐसा नहीं है. The way to measure that is how are you learning over the years. So for example, you mentioned you are currently 2.5 years into it, almost touching 3 in a few months. So if you tell me about ki first year mein what kind of things you did in front end versus second year versus the last 6 months, like what would that be? You're on mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the first year, I did not do much, honestly. Uh, some of the time, I can say 6 to 7 months went in training and waiting for a project, waiting to get allocated to a project itself. Then when finally I got allocated, I was given very small task, like it react like do this small change, do that small change, or maybe write unit tests. So these kind of things. But from second year onwards, I was given like pretty okayish tasks, that maybe a Figma design is given to me and I have to replicate it. So these kind of things. And then from the past 7 to 8 months, I was allocated to a project which was based on Next.js. So yeah, I mean, I've been working on that pretty well.
Got it. Got it. I think this is pretty good. Key. You started with small bug fixes and uh, writing test cases. This is how usually everyone starts. मतलब अगर if someone says कि नहीं हम तो पहले दिन ही amazing project बना दिए ऑफिस में जाके, तो that is pretty rare. Like you might find such cases, but 99% ऐसे ही होते हैं. Like you start with small cases. Like my first project, which was a 1 month project, which was a very small thing, like a small change here and there. Uh, so that's how usually it is. And then you mentioned that slowly you have been taking on more complex thing. So that progression is fine. In terms of, like you mentioned, you started learning or started working with Next for the last 7 8 months. So how's that progression going? Let's just focus on that. Like, do you feel there's still more to be learned there? या फिर like last 3 months में do you see कि okay 3 months पहले you're not able to do these things and 3 months later you're now able to do these things, ऐसा कुछ? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of comfort, I can say कि हाँ मतलब पहले maybe 2 3 महीने पहले I was not that comfortable with it, but now I am pretty comfortable कि अगर कोई task आता है,
Hmm.
like अगर थोड़ा बहुत complex भी होता है, so I can at least take it up and like धीरे धीरे I can find the solution. मतलब अब मैं uncomfortable नहीं feel करती. So that is the thing I can say.
Got it. Got it. So I think, yeah, I think I get that. In terms of technical knowledge, like, so this is sort of like a more of a soft skill or a behavioral change or a mindset change कि अब तुम्हें डर नहीं लगता कि अरे कोई भी अननोन क्वेश्चन आएगा या अननोन सिनेरियो आएगा, you'll search it, you'll talk to people, you'll be able to handle things, क्योंकि 10 बार कर रखा है पहले नई चीज़ें, तो 11वां नया चीज़ इज़ नॉट दैट ओवरवेलमिंग कि हो जाएगा ये भी. इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेक्निकल नॉलेज, ऐसा कुछ है कि अरे 3 महीने पहले ये कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं आता था या फिर ये चीज़ नहीं आता था करना and अब आ गया है, ऐसा कुछ?
हाँ, many of the things, but like next years में one thing I फील कि अभी मुझे टच करना रहता है, दैट इज कि लाइक नेक्स्ट ईयर्स में बेसिकली आप दोनों चीजें कर सकते हो, बैक एंड भी कर सकते हो, फ्रंट एंड भी कर सकते
राइट.
हो. तो आई हैव ओनली वर्कड ऑन द फ्रंट एंड साइड ऑफ नेक्स्ट ईयर्स. अभी बैक एंड आई हैव नॉट टच्ड मच. सो आई
ओके.
थिंक दैट इज वन एरिया वेयर आई वुड वांट टू वर्क मोर टू गेट
हाँ,
लाइक
नहीं तो
मोर
बैक एंड तो अलग
एक्सपीरियंस.
ही एरिया हो गया ना. माई क्वेश्चन इज फ्रंट एंड में डू यू फील, सो so the answer to your question lies in how close to a saturation level or how close to a learning plateau are you. Like if you feel कि अभी तो इसमें 1 साल 2 साल और सीखने का है, then तो you can just continue diving deep into front end only. So always measure कि per unit time, and like per unit time ऐसा नहीं कि daily का daily, let's say every month or every 3 months, what is something that you're learning new? As long as you have some answer to that question, you're in the right direction. Pretty much your domains and everything, every all those learnings will help you at the end. ऐसा नहीं है कि like सारे domains करने जरूरी है, ऐसा नहीं. You can pick one domain also. But the question is कि do you feel कि अगले 3 महीने में भी like there are some black boxes in front end that you see कि हाँ this is something that I'll get to know. Otherwise what usually happens to most people that I see is कि like 1 year goes by and they're at the same level, then 3 years go by, they are at the same level, and then they one day wake up कि अरे कुछ हुआ नहीं. तो वही आई एम जस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक टेलिंग यू कि उसका बस ध्यान रखो. अगर तुम्हें ऐसा लगता है कि एनी टाइम इन द नेक्स्ट 1 month 2 month 3 months ऐसा लगता है कि you are sort of hitting a plateau in front end, that's the time to explore other domains. The two adjacent domains for someone in front end is either mobile or back end. Like that is the usual or that is the most complementary set of skills. So those are some things that you can try out, and uh, like whenever you want to do that, you can just uh, you can just maybe reply to me. I'll just send some resources for you to try out. uh, but yeah, I think that's the overall gist. I'll also send a video link which you can watch. Just watch the first 40 minutes. That will give you a good idea of how to think about, how to evaluate, how to go about your career. And I think it sort of touches on the exact question that you're saying ki front end where you have 2 years experience, what to do next. So just watch the first 40 minutes, and then you can sort of just DM me with your learnings, and we can like talk after that.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, cool. Let's move to the next one. Okay, I see a project link in the chat. Can you review my project? Okay, I'll just send it to everyone so that everyone can see. Um, the first thing is okay. I'll just let people do it. Like, what is the first thing that you see? Uh, quickly, like you don't need to think a lot. Anyone who is uh, okay. Someone says SSO could be added. SSO is single sign-on. No, no. I think let's go to basics, and uh, someone says UI needs to be improved. No, ठीक है, I think that's fine. Um, okay, okay. Let's okay. The first thing, and I see that all of you, all of you missed it. I see a bunch of messages. UI needs to be improved. Two primary buttons. A trial before login. Bunch of other things. The first thing is the URL itself. The URL itself. Can you find a problem in the URL itself? I'll read out the URL. CHAT hyphen WEBISTE slash hyphen v5pz dot versal dot app. What is the issue in this URL? And I'm talking from a very HR perspective or a very hiring manager perspective, because I review like lots of resumes and projects every week. Yep, someone caught it, which is the spelling of the website. It's written WEBISTE, Webist instead of website. Uh, this, unfortunately, is a deal breaker. So, what would happen in case of this project? कितना भी अच्छा project हो, कोई खोल के देखेगा ही नहीं, because then there are this sort of like attention to detail is missing. Uh, and of course, as you see in the uh, in the UI as well, there are some other, like many people have pointed out, there are other inconsistencies as well. Yeah, someone mentioned a guest username password should be there so that someone can explore the project quickly. That is true. That is true because it's very uh, it's very hard to sort of put in the uh, test details here. So yeah, uh, then this should be like a sign up, not a sign in. And yeah, yeah, I think just just understand that no one is going to put in effort to test out your app. So make sure that whatever features you want to showcase, you show it in the first landing itself. Like, don't put anything behind a registration window. All right, all right, cool. Let's move to the next question. I am doing freelancing. I am skilled in Vue.js, React.js, PHP, Laravel, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Kotlin, Haskell, etc. etc. Oh my god. Okay. So basically, I can create any probable use case for the open source project. The question is, if one is created, what is the ecosystem to monetize? So Rajiv, like if you know these things, why would you create an open source project to monetize it? Uh, you will just make the whatever project, make the SaaS, and just monetize it, right? Just uh, sell it to the user. But like, why will you uh, monetize your open source code? Why not just sell it to the user? Can you just unmute and share? Yeah,
Yes, hello Swapnil.
yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. And yes, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But I thought maybe if there is any possibility in open source also, then that can also be explored.
Yeah, yeah. I think many people have tried, but overall, it is very, very hard because it is it's like the free mentality. Like even as a developer, right? अगर तुम्हें कोई बोलता है कि देखो कोड ये रहा and then you pay for it, you're not going to do that, right? You'll just create a clone of it and you'll just host it yourself. So
Right,
जैसे ही code goes out, it becomes very hard to monetize it. So
right,
if you're willing to,
right. So
uh, yeah,
so
go ahead.
second question, Swapnil, here is that because the languages and the skill set I have mentioned is basically more aligned towards the SaaS,
Hmm.
and but I see that there are many use cases which is for uh, for some software which is native on the PC, kind of for the Windows, because many solutions require your offline access as well. Sometimes in the production environment. So, which tech stack do you suggest for that?
Uh, can you come again? Tech stack for what?
Uh, See, SaaS is okay for always online kind of,
Huh?
production environment. But if if there is some solution which require many people require that, okay, your solution, can it work on offline also, and with some kind of on their PC with some icon. So for that, what kind of tech stack do you suggest?
Acha, acha, understood. So you
I
want like
mean,
a desktop app?
yeah, it should be like both, uh, because one
Understood,
code for both kind of stuff.
understood, understood.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah.
uh, one of the good good things of JavaScript is that it can run on your browser as well as uh, your machine. So there's a framework called Electron. Have you explored that? You're on mute.
Yeah. Yes, I sometime back, I think 2 years back, I
Got it.
tried Electron, but it's kind of very bulky.
Try out the new version. So the
Okay.
whole USP of that is the same, which is what it said, which is build cross-platform desktop apps with JavaScript. So this will sort of work on any machine like Mac, Windows, Linux, and since it is JavaScript, so it can work anywhere as well. So if you see, there are a lot of desktop apps which run on Electron. Um like you will see the Discord app runs on Electron, the Figma app, your VS Code is an Electron app, your Teams, your GitHub desktop, Postman, like just go to Electron's website and you'll see like how many of the apps that you are using are actually built on Electron.
All right. And along with that, I mean, if we want to keep the same source code for, three purposes, PC, web, and mobile. So,
Hmm.
what could be the stack for that?
PC, web, mobile.
I
Um,
mean, not all, I understand that, but maybe 60, 70, or 80% of the code, if that can remain same.
PC, web, mobile. So you can have a PWA. So basically, you uh, you don't need like a so you need like something which works on everything. So like I said, JavaScript is one thing. The search for PWA, you can install progressive web apps as an app on your browsers, on mobile, on desktop. So search for PWAs and you'll figure out how to use that. You can use the code on all machines. And
Okay.
yeah, like
So, you mean to
what
say
you
that, I
mentioned.
mean, with the PWA, it will be, the kind of mobile app that will be there, or is it like, the
Correct. So
browser?
how it will work is, um, there is a way that lets you register a PWA as an app. Uh, as you just explore PWA, it is one of the first things that you will see. It's not like a very hard thing to do as well. Like Hello World में ही तुम्हें वो मिल जाएगा. The You just add a shortcut to that uh, app on your home screen, and then it just acts like an app. So instead of opening the browser, you'll just click on that icon on your home screen, and that will launch your PWA.
And that will
And
not be in the browser, that will be in its own interface.
correct, that will work offline. That's basically installed as a service worker on your device. Offline, it will work offline.
Okay.
And then
Any link that you can provide for that?
just search for PWA. Like the whole purpose of PWA is that only what you just said.
Okay, sometime I think 2 3 years back, I used PWA to just speed up my website to increase caching and all that. But
Correct.
at that time, it was I primarily used it for that purpose, but
Yeah.
not I did not
So
explore
the only the
furthers
only one thing extra that you need to do is, since you are putting that code offline on your client's end, you also need to set up a way to update, like force update that code, right? So
Hmm.
in case you want to push an update, you need to set up that way. But again, that is like straightforward. I'm just saying ki just you have to keep that in mind. If you are opening a website live, then though every time you'll get a new code from the server itself. But if it is installed offline, then you need to have that update mechanism as well. जैसे ऐप मोबाइल में ऐप होता है ना, उसको अपडेट करना होता है. So
Right, right. But
इसमें
but
भी there is.
in the mobile app, there is a possibility of database on the mobile system itself, on the client side
Correct.
itself.
Hmm.
So this PWA, does it also provide that, or that needs to be set up? It's not part of that
Yeah, yeah. There are libraries which basically you'll have a client-side database as well.
with the PWA.
Correct, correct.
Okay,
You'll
okay,
have like I think it's called indexed DB. You'll have that.
okay. So that is secure.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much.
See, anything that you're storing on the client, right? Uh, if someone has the access to the machine itself, then nothing is secure, right?
Yeah, totally understand. But anything, apart from the user, the host itself, if anyone, any malicious other website is trying to steal, that should not be possible. That should be
Any other website will not be able to steal, but you have
because,
the if you have the device itself,
yeah, yeah, that I understand.
then
That that
correct, correct.
that is true for all the kind of,
Any client side app, correct,
any client side web app or anything. That is
करेक्ट
true.
करेक्ट अब मैं तुम्हें तुम्हारे कंप्यूटर में आके मैंने की लॉगर लगा दिया तो कुछ भी करोगे आई कैन सी राइट तो उसका कुछ नहीं
Yeah,
कर सकते
uska, yeah,
बट हाँ बट अदर एप्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू एक्सेस दैट्स करेक्ट
yeah. I mean, the cross site forgery. That is the,
करेक्ट करेक्ट
yeah,
वो सब सो
was
दी
a,
हाँ so these attacks are like काफी common right like this is not something new it has been there for decades now when I was in college तब भी ये बहुत popular थे तो it has been a lot of time so most modern solutions come with with like a way to handle that or they handle it by default.
right. So one more question: is it like Kotlin also? Because I have explored it for, different purpose. I mean, for the Android side development for native mobile app. But is it also, because I read it somewhere online that Kotlin is also offering some kind of, cross-platform mobile application development for the, mobile, like iOS, Android, as well as desktop. So do you have any idea about it?
No, I've not used that.
So maybe that is in the beta, so it is possible.
Yeah. Always it's best to explore something when it has matured so that you don't need to like jump things very often. So for example, things like PWA has been around for a long time now. Electron has been around like for a long time. Like just go to the Electron's website. I think the website is just electronjs.org and just go till the end you'll see all the apps that have using electron so इतना popular है ये कि ऐसा नहीं है कि tomorrow it will just go away so it's always good to explore or like build on things which have gained mainstream popularity otherwise what happens is like as we say in the web world ki a new thing gets launched every day so uh, like again if you have time if you're curious of course try out betas but always a good or a better choice is to stick with things which have gained like a good amount of traction कि कल की कल बंद नहीं हो जाएगा.
Right, right, absolutely true. So right now we are building, these kind of solutions, and we have not hit any kind of, mass adoption at the moment. But
Hmm.
what do you suggest? I mean, in case that happens, so what is the, architecture for that kind of stuff? Like, right now we are building, solution on maybe backend, either, node.js or Python or Django or this Laravel on the backend
Hmm.
side, and on the front end, Vue, React, all these kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So but right now we are using a monolithic kind of, stuff for the backend and front end. I understand that we can go for GCP or AWS for containerization, but
Hmm.
that adds a lot of cost in the initial stages.
Okay.
So, do you suggest? I mean, when should we switch, or do we have to re-architecture our backend in case when it goes beyond a certain number of users?
I would suggest let's wait till that happens. Abhi anything we do that will be over engineering at this point. Whenever you
Okay.
feel ki like you have reached like a decent amount of scale, just ping me. I've DM'd you. Just ping me, and then let's talk more on that. Like abhi, of course you can like it will be like a very just uh, a good discussion to have because it sounds good but the thing while scaling
Yeah,
things is कि it's very dependent on कितना scale है and what is the current architecture इसको हम seamlessly कैसे migrate कर सकते हैं easily कैसे migrate कर सकते हैं in case we want to revert what is the plan look what does the plan look like? So existing migrations are always done on a case by case basis. So I'll just recommend कि थोड़ा थोड़ा adoption आने दो, भले don't wait for the entire adoption, but थोड़ा सा adoption मतलब at least
And
30% 50% of your projection, let that get hit, and then let's talk more on DM.
all right, I understand that. The only, that is the only fear factor with me, that I'm afraid to, go beyond that line, that I don't know the architecture at that stage, because the small scale I can handle, but for the
Okay,
bigger scale, I right now don't know the architecture. Maybe in the future, if I know, then that should not be a fear factor.
got it. ठीक है, I think just DM me after the call. Let's
Sure,
talk more on that.
sure,
आई
definitely.
थिंक वो फियर हटा देते हैं तुम्हारा. आई थिंक दैट इज दैट इज नॉट अ गुड स्टेट टू बी इन ओवरऑल. क्योंकि yeah, I think then, like when you are operating from a place of fear, you will end up doing, you know, things emotionally, uh,
Yeah,
which is not good. So yeah, just DM me maybe either after the call or tomorrow morning. We can talk more. Yeah.
sure, definitely.
All right. Let's move to the next question. Hi, I'm a 2024 grad. I'm upskilling and making projects. How much does grad year gap affect for the first job? Uh, I would say, like, how does that matter? Like, if you are preparing anyway, uh, तो अब गैप अगर है तो है, मतलब अब से क्या करेंगे, मतलब आई डोंट सी कि उससे कुछ बेनिफिट होगा, मतलब by answering this question. So let's not uh, get into that. So I would say, so two things, right? क्या अफेक्ट होगा? सो द आंसर इज यस, कि अगर दो कैंडिडेट्स सिमिलर हैं ऑन एवरी अदर एस्पेक्ट, देन समवन विदाउट अ गैप विल बी प्रिफर्ड मोर. बट इन प्रैक्टिस क्या होता है ना, कि ऐसा होता ही नहीं है कभी कि दो जने का स्किल सेम हो. लाइक इन माई हिस्ट्री ऑफ, आई हैव बिन इन द रिक्रूटमेंट स्पेस फॉर ईयर्स नाउ. आई हैव नॉट सीन कि अभी तक एक भी बार ऐसा हुआ हो कि दो जने सेम स्किल सेट हो. हमेशा वन इज बेटर देन द अदर. सो आई वुड जस्ट suggest you कि you focus more on your skills, your projects, and other things will take care of itself. Like again, like binary yes or no affect करता है कि नहीं? हाँ करता है. But practically, again I'm telling you, I'm telling you from data. I'm not telling you कि क्या होना चाहिए क्या नहीं होना चाहिए. From data I can tell you कि मैंने आज तक ऐसा नहीं देखा है कि दो जने सेम स्किल पे हों और फिर किसी का एक का गैप है और एक का गैप नहीं है तो उस बेस पे हायरिंग हुई हो. ऐसा नहीं होता है. हमेशा ऐसा होता है कि एक जना के पास skills are much better than the other. So just focus on that. Other things will take care of itself. All right, all right. This. Okay, we have another another project. Can you review this one? Let's open this. Uh, Let me just put it for everyone in the chat. So it's called Flex hyphen form. Good thing is the naming is very nice. It says that it's like a flexible form. So let me open this. The UI looks very nice on the first go. Good thing is, like compared to the previous one, like nothing is behind a login. Like even if I just close the project right now, I very I can very easily see what are things it uh, it supports. So basically, I can see components drag to add in canvas. There are a bunch of components. There's an error state which has been handled, which is a very nice thing to do. Like instead of showing it empty, you are showing key, hey, this is an empty state. So you can add here, adding some data seed up here. There's a refresh button, there's a save locally button, there's a get code button. This feels like a light mode, dark mode. Like very easily I can understand क्या क्या वो support करता है. And this feels like a GitHub repository. Okay, somehow it's not clicking. Is it clicking? It's not clicking, which is very weird. This is the first thing that I'm clicking. It's not working. What is this, man? Can you reply in the chat? Uh, why is this button not working? Or is it not working on my machine? Okay, let's try the light mode, dark mode. Array? Uh, yeah, man.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, hi, Swapnil. How are you?
Good, man.
So basically, अभी ये थोड़ा initial stage पे है. I was just trying to build something for my resume, which is like not found anywhere.
Hmm.
तो उस तरीके से बनाना चाह रहा था. Dark mode is implemented. उसमें मैंने initially जानबूझ के नहीं किया थोड़ी चीज़ों, but everything else is integrated. Get code section अभी दिया हुआ है. उसका I have figured
Okay,
out how I will do the validations and all.
got it.
So
Got it.
what you can do is you can edit the sections and you can edit the fields basically.
Okay. So the thing here, अरे ये क्या हो रहा है?
So
Oh,
I think this is something in the chat CN or something. Okay.
okay. So like I have to add a layout first.
Yes, you cannot like add fields on the top.
See, but then this is not showing me any error, right?
Yes,
So this is
I'll
not a
look
good
into.
experience.
I'll
ठीक है.
see into it as well.
Do you plan to add multiple layouts?
Yes, I think
Hmm.
I should be adding something more. Like right now it is just card. I can also add grid and all.
Hmm. Like maybe you
So
can just start with like some sort of like a dummy uh,
okay,
thing so that it makes it easier to uh,
okay.
see कि क्या बनता है.
So it is basically not just form. So you can also validate it using Zod, which is
Okay.
like what ShadCN provide on the like as a default.
Okay.
So that is also what I'm. You can also edit and change the layout. Right now they are just coming one by one. So you can
अच्छा.
select grid to be like 4 or something like that.
Where do I do that?
So can you edit on the section at the top? Yes, and you can just simply change the grid. Okay, and grid to like 3 columns. You can.
अच्छा. Nice. Okay. But then this is hidden in the edit button. Uh, is there a way to like just put it here, drop down?
Okay, okay, that would be better. I
So
think.
there are two things, right? One is from a SaaS perspective.
Yes. No, I'm
As
not think. Yes, yes.
this is good for a SaaS perspective, which someone
Okay.
else was asking about. Now you very clearly told that this is from a resume perspective.
Yes, I wanted to build something like जहाँ पे like I've worked on like ShadCN and Zod for past 1 year now, so I wanted to build something which like show what I've been working on and all.
ये दोनों linked है क्या? Like दोनों date time?
Right now the key is a key might be common in both of them, right? So when I say that कि form का आप सिर्फ layout बना रहे हो, it is basically a full end form. आप इसमें validations लगा सकते हो. आप when you copy and paste it in your code, it will work by default. You don't have to change anything then. So it is something like that.
Correct. So the
So
date that I'm selecting, that's like the
it
default
is
date,
changing
right?
in both of them is because can you click on the edit button of any one
Okay.
of the key? So the key is daytime here, right? So key might
Hmm.
be daytime in both of them, which is causing the issue.
नहीं अरे वो तो हाँ I understand. My question is
हाँ हाँ.
so like what is the error? I understand. My question is the date that I'm selecting. This is the default date that will be put in the form.
Yes. No, this is just for the testing purpose. So you can just basically when you add validations on it, so आप यहाँ पे एक तरीके से उसको फील मतलब टेस्ट आउट कर सकते हो कि हाँ अगर मैं ये वैल्यू डालूंगा तो क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा.
Got it.
इफ इट इज रिक्वायर्ड फील्ड तो ये रिक्वायर्ड में कैसा बिहेव करेगा कैसा नहीं करेगा. सो इट इज बेसिकली जस्ट फॉर द टेस्टिंग पर्पस. आप यहाँ पे टेस्ट कर सकते हो.
अच्छा, this is a testing ground. Got it.
यस. वंस यू क्लिक ऑन गेट कोड आपको कोड मिल जाएगा उस चीज का. सो
Understood.
इसका जो जॉड रिजॉल्वर का लॉजिक है जिसमें आई हैव टू बिल्ड अ डायनामिक जॉड का पूरा वैलिडेशन स्कीमा. आई हैव ऑलरेडी फिगर्ड दैट आउट, और मैंने एक जगह
नाइस,
उसका यूज भी किया है। सो
वेरी कूल।
उससे इंटीग्रेट करना रह गया बस, एंड देन इट बी
ठीक है।
वर्किंग बैक।
सो मिन लेंथ 8 किया है तो यहाँ पे कुछ एरर आना चाहिए, राइट?
सो दैट इज द थिंग, मैंने उसके लिए जॉट रिजॉल्वर, जो डायनामिक जॉट रिजॉल्वर बनेगा, वो चीज के लिए काम अभी मैंने
वो करना
इस
है।
पे इंटीग्रेट नहीं किया है।
ठीक है,
वन
ठीक है।
ऑफ
आई
द
थिंक
थिंग।
आई थिंक लाइक थोड़ा मतलब आई थिंक थोड़ा ही लाइक फील्स लाइक अभी टाइम लगेगा काफ़ी।
हाँ,
फील्स लाइक अ वेरी
तो
बिग
नो,
प्रोजेक्ट।
काफी टाइम तो नहीं, आई हैव वर्क, मैंने जॉट रिजॉल्वर काम एक दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट में भी किया था फॉर अ
हम्म।
क्लाइंट। सो मतलब वहां पे मैंने डायनेमिक जॉट बनाया था, बट दैट वाज फॉर द टेबल, राइट। सो
ओके,
तो वहां से मुझे थोड़ा आइडिया आया था कि हाँ, मैं कुछ ऐसा बना सकता हूँ खुद के लिए।
गॉट इट,
सो इज देयर एनीथिंग लाइक आई कुड चेंज और मेक इट बेटर?
गॉट इट। See, I think from a idea perspective, from a complexity perspective, like actually idea se zyada I would say on the complexity perspective looks very nice. Uh,
Okay.
from an idea perspective, like they're not really evaluating you on ideas. So uh,
Yes.
even if you just clone Typeform, yeah, any other form builder, that would be cool only. From a complexity perspective, this looks like a good project. Uh,
Okay.
how many years of experience do you have?
I have just 1 year of experience.
हाँ, तो आई थिंक 1 ईयर के हिसाब से मतलब आई थिंक इट वुड बी वेरी नाइस. Even
So
this would also
the
work for a 2 to 3 year experienced person also.
okay. And the thing is, there was another question that I would like to ask.
Hmm.
So the thing is, for the past 1 year, I've been working in a startup, right?
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
So for the past 1 year, I've been working in a startup, and क्या है कि I joined in as a front end developer here, right?
ठीक है.
So while working here, I got exposed to multiple tech stacks, be it front end, be it back end, or be it DevOps, right?
Hmm.
But like I used to enjoy front end, but the thing happening with me right now is I'm enjoying other things more, so I don't know what to do anymore. So that is one thing. So
Enjoying other
basically,
things more, मतलब what things?
so so basically, I got introduced to platform engineering,
Hmm.
जहाँ पे we were building a query language जो कि प्लेटफॉर्म की थी अपनी.
Hmm.
So just like a MongoDB का आपने एग्रीगेशन क्वेरीज होती है, तो वैसी समथिंग लाइक दैट वी बिल्ड इनटू आवर इन हाउस.
Hmm.
एंड सो उस चीज पे मेरे को थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट आया प्लेटफॉर्म इंजीनियरिंग पे. देन कभी कुबरनेटिस पे काम किया, तो आई क्वाइट एंजॉयड दैट. बैकएंड तो मैंने पहले से काम किया था, तो वो ठीक था, ऐसे कुछ बहुत नहीं बोलूंगा, बट हाँ, वो चीजें मेरे को थोड़ा, मतलब मेरे को बाकी चीजों में थोड़ा ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आने लग गया है, टू मोर टुवर्ड द प्लेटफॉर्म साइड. सो
Okay.
आई एम लाइक सोच रहा हूँ, आई शुड आई कंटिन्यू इन फ्रंट एंड ओनली, और लाइक शुड आई लुक फॉर अ रोल जहाँ पे कि मतलब डोमेन स्पेसिफिक नहीं है, और कैसा करूँ, क्या करूँ?
So I think a good space would be like a early stage startup wherein
यस.
your roles are not really defined. Like basically अगर टीम में लोग ही like handful हैं, अभी what is the team size?
टीम साइज 5 to 6 people. आई एम इन द कोर टीम राइट नाउ.
नहीं नहीं, ओवरऑल टेक टीम में कितने लोग हैं तुम्हारे?
और टेक टीम में 7.
अच्छा, दैट्स इट, 7 ही लोग हैं टोटल?
हाँ.
तो फिर तो अर्ली स्टेज ही है ना, मतलब लाइक
हाँ, अर्ली स्टेज
और
है, बट
कितने
हाँ
अर्ली स्टेज जाओगे?
हाँ, मतलब वही चीज़ है, मतलब वो ठीक है.
मतलब यू वांट लाइक ऐसा बिल्कुल एक दो लोग ही हो ऐसा?
नहीं नहीं, मेरे को वैसा नहीं चाहिए, बट मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि लाइक, मतलब कि जैसे मैं अब दूसरी टेक स्टैक, मतलब दूसरी चीज़ों में मेरे को थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट ज़्यादा आने लग गया है.
हम्म.
तो आई एम नॉट श्योर कि फ्रंट एंड के साथ कंटिन्यू करूँ या क्या करूँ, मतलब मैं कंफ्यूज बहुत हूँ उस चीज़ के लिए.
अच्छा, आई वुड सजेस्ट कि जिसमें मज़ा आ रहा है वो करो, बिकॉज दैट इज दैट इज मोर लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल.
हम्म.
एंड टेक में आई थिंक लाइक आई वाज आंसरिंग समवन एल्स अर्लियर कि
हम्म.
compounding will happen when you are learning new things every day, every week, every month, every quarter.
यस.
तो वो तभी होगा जब you like the domain that you are in. अगर
यस,
तुम्हारा
बट
क्लियर है कि फ्रंट एंड में उतना इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं लग रहा है, देन व्हाट विल हैपन इज कि you will not go above and beyond after a point.
यस,
So
दैट
that
इज.
is also okay, but if you if your aim is to remain at the top, then tech में तो like it's a field of constant learning. तो from that perspective, you're early in your career, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी के अभी you need to specialize.
हाँ, वो
Like
चीज़ है.
initial 2 to 3 years you can explore आराम से, initial 5 years भी you can explore, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
हाँ हाँ.
like like after 10 years if you say कि नहीं 2 साल मैंने हर चीज किया है, तो वो थोड़ा सा दिक्कत हो सकता है. Starting with, you can pretty much explore and just put your aim as finding out what you like the most,
Okay.
be it front end, be it back end, be it mobile, be it your platform, DevOps, or anything else. So,
So
yeah,
मतलब बेसिकली अभी ये चीज हो रही है कि वन डे आई एम लाइक मेरा इंटरेस्ट है कि हाँ जब मैं फ्रंट एंड करूंगा तो आई एम डूइंग फ्रंट एंड, अगले दिन इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है कि हाँ भाई आज थोड़ा लेट्स डू समथिंग एल्स, तो लाइक बिल्डिंग लाइक गिट का एक वो ऐसा एग्जैक्टली गिट को री इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा हूँ या उस टाइप की चीजें कर रहा हूँ. सो मतलब मेरा कुछ ऐसा फिक्स नहीं जा रहा है अभी, तो आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग राइट नाउ क्या चल रहा है कैसा चल रहा है करके.
ठीक है. So I would suggest
तो
एक बार the video that I shared in the chat, एक बार इसको पूरा देख लो. But then
हाँ
DM
हाँ
me, then maybe either tonight or tomorrow afternoon, morning, let's talk
ये
more
श्योर
on that.
लेट्स
ठीक है.
श्योर
Yeah.
100%. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Let's move to the next one. Okay, we are almost at the end also. Let me see which questions are remaining. This is done, this is done, this is done. Saurabh says, how about PWAs? Okay, I think this is in answer to a previous one. Uh, oh, he has also uh, shared a very nice demo link. I remember this. This is very nice, folks. Thank you, Saurabh, for sharing this. Basically, you can install this to your home screen, and you can see a lot of cool demos uh, at the bottom. So yeah, great link to get into the world of PWAs. The best way to get into new things is try it out, and once you are interested enough, then you can start building on top of it. Okay. um एक मिनट ना. Okay, ठीक है. This is done, this is done. Okay, Saurav has, okay, last question. I have been a front-end engineer for 2 years, recently gaining back-end experience with APIs, containers, and AI agents. While I have learned a lot, my work doesn't feel very differentiated. Okay. I am drawn to low-level engineering and started building a web bundler using OCaml, which I loved working with, but couldn't pursue further due to time constraints. How can I position myself for opportunities? Would personal projects improving DSA will help me land roles in low-level engineering? Okay. Sir, can you expand on the time constraints? Like, what is the time constraint?
Okay, so as option.
Hey,
So
hey.
yeah. So like I only get Sundays and almost work 10 to 12 hours, so I don't get much time pursuing my side projects.
So 10 hours is at your workplace?
No, remotely, but yeah,
Remotely, मतलब at work only, right?
yeah, yeah.
अच्छा. 10 hours and Saturdays also.
Yes.
So 10 into 6, 60 hours a week. Almost 70 हो गया यार. ये तो मतलब this is too much, man. तो इसके अलावा तो फिर
Yeah.
कैसे ही कर पाओगे कुछ और? How so let's tackle the first, or the elephant in the room altogether, right? How can we get this from 60 to 50 and eventually to 40?
The only thing which comes to my mind is I can give more estimate for a task rather than completing fast.
So let's try doing that.
Mm. Yeah, like I have set the benchmark of giving things fast, so like that doesn't seem possible for me right now.
नहीं तो ट्राई करके देखते हैं ना, मतलब अगर सामने से पुशबैक आता है तो विल फिगर इट आउट,
Okay.
राइट?
Yeah.
सी द थिंग इज कि eventually eventually will also get burnt out at this rate, क्योंकि तुम्हारे गोल्स भी हैं कि तुम्हें लो लेवल इंजीनियरिंग भी करनी है, तो तुम्हें लाइक you will want to put in time after that as well. You've started also, and you mentioned कि OCaml start किया, you loved working with it, and then you had to stop because of time constraints. तो फिर कहीं ना कहीं तुम्हें वो बैक ऑफ द माइंड तो हिट करता ही रहेगा ना कि यार जो मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है वो नहीं कर पा रहा मैं. So from that perspective, let's try pushing back, right? मतलब I'm not saying कि 60 to 40
Yeah.
कर देंगे अपन कल की कल.
Okay.
माई थिंग इज कि आज अगर 22nd Jan है, तो बाय 22nd Feb कैन वी गेट फ्रॉम 60 टू लेट्स से 54. मतलब एक एक घंटा रोज कम कर दें हम, 9 into 6 कर दें 10 की जगह,
Okay.
राइट, एंड देन स्लोली विल मूव टू 40, बट एटलीस्ट लेट्स गेट टू 54 in 1 month, and then मतलब you'll have some free time to uh, like do other things. In terms of what you mentioned, low level engineering, uh, did you get a chance to see um, one of the recent tweets that I put out, wherein uh, a group of
Yes, for
folks are
Tetris one.
correct? Like, did you check it out?
Yeah, I also submitted it, but I think I was not able to clear it.
You're not able to clear it. ऐसा क्या हो गया?
Yeah, matlab, I submitted it. I think seats were over or something.
Okay, let me check it.
Yeah, because like that same time constraint, so I just completed it on the December 31st only.
अच्छा. अब डेडलाइन पे तुम काम करोगे. ओके, ओके, ओके. What is your just DM me your Discord handle.
So this OCaml thing, I almost tried to pursue it 4, 5 times for like 15, 20 days, and then like it gets dropped due to work.
Due to a
Due to work, like
due to work.
uh,
Okay. Can you DM me your
yeah,
Discord handle?
I'm just yeah, I'm just DMing you on Discord only.
अच्छा. But did you submit the form?
Yeah,
This is very weird. I don't see a submission. Did you see a submission in your email? Did you get a response? Did you get a copy of your response on email?
yes, we got it. I'll just check it.
Do you get it?
No, Swapnil, I can't find it.
हाँ तो वो नहीं हुआ सबमिट, लाइक आई कैन सी, आई डोंट सी अ सबमिशन. ठीक है, लेट मी सी व्हाट आई कैन डू. एक बार सबमिट कर दो. यू हैव द फॉर्म लिंक, राइट?
Yeah, I know.
Just submit once, then just ping me on Discord. We'll see. Since you mentioned that you like low level uh, programming, you want to go deep into it. I feel that's a very good group of people doing stuff. They're having weekly discussions as well. I think they had a discussion tonight as well, and then there are two discussions over the weekends as well. So, yeah, I would suggest ki like attend those sessions, and let's try. So one of two things to reduce the working hours, या तो हम estimate ज़्यादा दें या हम जल्दी कर लें, right?
Okay.
Preferably, I would want you to do the first one, which is you give an estimate, higher estimate, because that is more sustainable. For whatever reason वो नहीं हो पाता है, then you sort of uh, try to do it faster. Your goal from my side is by 22nd Feb. So you know that we have these calls every week. So
Yes.
after 4 weeks, when you come in the call, you should say that I have reduced my working hours by 6 hours a week. ऐसे टाइम
Okay.
निकालोगे तभी कंपाउंड होगा. अदरवाइज वन डे यू विल वेक अप एंड you'll be frustrated and you will flip the table and you'll be like अरे 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 क्या हो गया, क्या लाइफ है ये वो सब नहीं होगा. ठीक है, 60 hours तुम वर्क पे कर लोगे, फिर तुम्हें you have other curiosities as well, and फिर you'll have other social things also, friends, family, relatives. You also would want to have fun, थोड़ा मूवी देख लिया, थोड़ा गेम्स खेल लिया, whatever. मतलब लाइक इतना तो टाइम ही नहीं है ना हफ्ते में.
Yeah.
फिर सोना भी है, लाइक अदरवाइज you'll do everything but you'll only end up sleeping 4 hours a week, 4 hours a day. वो भी गड़बड़ है. तो देखो मतलब सब चीज़ें साथ में लेके चलनी होगी. सो द बेस्ट, the most long term sustainable thing for you to do is reduce the 60 to 40. We'll take it one by one step at a time. Next 1 month goal, get from 60 to 54. Then let's talk more on क्या work किया, क्या work नहीं किया, और क्या कर सकते हैं. Personally, I have been burnt out multiple times in my life, and that's why I don't work more than 40 hours a week now. Like I try to work lesser actually, because वो लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. यू कैन डू इट फॉर अ फ्यू मंथ्स और ईयर 2 years एट अ टाइम. वन डे यू विल वेक अप एंड यूल बी लाइक अरे लाइक क्या ही कर रहा हूँ मैं. तो सी इफ यू आर एंजॉइंग वर्क देन दैट्स फाइन, बट इफ यू आर सेइंग कि नहीं, मेरा तो प्यार वो कैमल है which I loved working on but could not pursue due to time constraints, and time constraint मैंने पूछा क्या है, then you are saying work. तो ये नहीं चलेगा लॉन्ग टर्म. ठीक है. Cool. So with that, we'll wrap up this session here. If you have any other queries, feel free to reply on the email, and we'll answer things there, or just attend the next session. Cool, folks. Thanks for joining in, and have a good night. Bye bye.